Well, it's a very murky world, the world of surrogate babies and designer babies for that matter. The latest case of baby Gammy over there in Bangkok, a local Thai woman was hired to bear two children. In the end, she had twins, a girl and a boy. She claims the Australian biological parents of both babies visited her, said that they were too old to look after twins, and instead took away the baby girl and brought her back to Australia, leaving behind her twin brother, who has a congenital heart defect, as well as being born with Down syndrome. It's a very murky world. There's supposedly an agent who's not picking up his phone. He owes the woman who gave birth to the two babies a lot of money. There's claim and counterclaim, and there's this whole area of responsibility about if you start this process with surrogacy, shouldn't you end it, and don't you take responsibility for both those babies?
Yeah, there are aspects of this we don't know. We don't know how early, for instance, the child was diagnosed with the difficulties it has, and there are situations. The suggestion is that early in the piece, the parents were told there were twins on the way, and that they said, "Can that you should terminate the second pregnancy because, or one of the two, because of the difficulties that child was going to face long term." And then because the mother insisted on having the children, that they've said, "Well, we only want the one." And then there are stories of people who say, "Well, we actually want a girl, not a boy. So if a boy's born, they say, well, we're not taking it now." So it's just outrageous. This is where we're going, though, isn't it?
This is where we're heading down that path. We're getting more towards not just gender determination, but also characteristics of babies. So I'd like one with blonde hair, blue eyes, or make it one green and one blue. And very soon, science is going to be able to provide these things to people. But it still sort of takes away not just the element of surprise, but the actual act of creation and taking responsibility for what you have produced. Because there is nothing rarer and there is nothing more genuinely, I think, heartfelt than having a child, if you can do that.
And this whole story also reinforces what a lottery life is, because this is a kid with Down syndrome and severe difficulties, and the issue now is, how is that child going to be looked after on an ongoing basis in Thailand, and money should be raised. The truth is, there will be millions of kids in that part of the world that will have similar conditions, which will have to fend for themselves, and it reinforces how lucky we are to be living in a first world country with all the opportunities that we have here, because in other parts of the world, children with situations like that are in dire trouble.
And if you happen to be one of those parents who have walked away and left one of these kids stranded in a Bangkok hospital with its birth mother, then maybe you should just rethink the whole idea of being a parent in the first place.